finish school, get into a course at university, finish that course, find a job, start working, find a girl, get married, have kids, buy a house, buy a couple of cars, work for 40, 50 years, retire, go on that trip around the world, see the world, come home, get sick, die. Does that sound familiar to you? Is that happiness? Why work 40 years? Why do any of those things? How do you want to do it? Reverse engineer it. How do you see yourself zoomed out fully and you're looking at that map, looking at that radar of life? Where do you want those blips? Where do you want... How would you write that story? Because what I just said pretty much describes the majority of people. That's what they do. I always kind of thought to myself, why work 5 days a week? Why work 8 hours a day? Why do I need to work so hard? So I can take my pay slip, go to the bank and see, ask the bank, tell me how much I can borrow. They say how much I can borrow. I take that figure and I buy a house according to that figure. No one ever buys a house, or rarely do people buy a house for, they can borrow $1 million, but they borrow 200,000 instead. Because they don't want to work 5 days a week. But what are you going to do with your time, Ivan, if you don't do 5 days a week? What are you going to do if you don't work? Work. Employment. Prostitute your time. According to what somebody else says to you. I reckon you'll work $30 an hour. Really? So you start doing that job and then you see another bloke that's also getting $30 an hour and he's sitting there doing jack shit. We're getting paid the same amount of money, so you reckon I am the same quality as that guy. But I don't think that's the case. There's all these external pressures that impact us in our decision making. And then you start going down life, you start going down these doors, you start opening these doors and years start rolling by and you think to yourself, am I doing what I want to do? Or am I doing what the whole the herd of sheep is doing? I'm just doing what everyone else is doing. All nurses at my level borrow this much money and buy a house here. Why wouldn't you want to work full time? Just work, man. That's where the happiness is. Work. The bottom line to all of these types of thoughts is that we just want to be happy. And if you are looking over the fence to what your neighbor has to gauge your happiness, I think you're going to fall short. To find happiness, you need to, get down from that chair, get down from that fence, go sit in a dark room, close your eyes and think about what your body's telling you, not what the neighbor's got, how many cars he's got, what pergola he's got. Is it renovated, the house? Is it brand new? You got to look internally and see what's up, man. What's this whole thing about? And when you find that thing, don't be a pussy, man. Go after it. I want to squat every day. As stupid as that sounds for a lot of people, in a weird way, man. How do I explain this? How do I get it across how I want to? It gives me this sense of I'm not in the rat race. I'm not doing what everyone else is doing because I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. I want to do things the right way. What my soul says. I don't care if my colleague is driving a BMW and I'm driving a 25-year-old car. I don't care. That's not what makes me happy, but it's so difficult as a young man or a woman to break away from that mold of what the herd is doing and say to yourself, no, I'm going to do it this way. It's so hard. I just want to be in my backyard and do some dips and do some squats. That's what I want to do today. And I'm going to feel healthy. I'm going to feel happy internally. That's what I want to do. But there's all these restrictions around everywhere. So much so that even when you're in your garage, you go onto Google and you type in beginner strength program. You type in intermediate strength program. Program. Somebody out there, tell me what I should do with my life. Please, somebody, convince me which way should I go. Sheep. We're just sheep, man. Nobody wants to do anything. You just Google that shit. Somebody's going to tell you what's up. Oh, you got to paint the wall. Shit, man. You can't be possibly thinking about painting that wall without Googling that shit first. Get your answers straight. Have somebody tell you again what to do. The squat every day thing for me, man, it's a step away from that. Shit, man. My legs are tired today. I'm just going to do more dips. I didn't ask anybody. It's what I want to do. I'm living like a caveman. I walked out. Well, shit, there's a bear over there next to that water. Freaking really thirsty. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go this way. Just go with the flow. You know, that's where happiness is, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm doing a good job trying to explain to you. But I look back at my 20s, man. I look back all the decisions that I made. You know, I always kind of think to myself, I wish I did these types of things sooner. Break away from the mold. Do things that you want to do. Don't be a pussy. But it's so hard to break away from the mold. Why are we all working 5 days a week? Why? And then borrowing max money with those 5 days a week. Why don't we work 5 days a week and borrow a fifth of what we're going to borrow and buy a house that is a fifth of the value? And then we don't have to work 5 days a week. We can work 1 day a week and live free. No. Because my neighbor has a BMW and my neighbor has 800 square meters and a brand new house. God damn it, give me some overtime. Boss, I need overtime, God damn it. Because I have to be the boss. One day. I want to be the neighbor. I want to be the neighbor on the other side. It's got nothing to do with anything that my soul is telling me. It's about these external forces which are dictating your decision making. I don't think that's happiness. I appreciate all of you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.